All right, what's up, y'all? So, I figured it out. I figured out the Jey Uso problem. And things, it's not even a problem. I don't want to call it a problem because that gives it a negative connotation. It's not even a problem. It's more like a concept. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out why so many people want him to be a singles champion, why so many people want him to win the IC championship. And the concepts that I've heard over the past few hours really are completely insane. I've heard people say that Jay should win the belt from Braun, and then Braun should go after LA Knight when Braun and LA Knight are on two different programs. I've seen some people say they want Jay to win the belt just so they can say, yay, he won. And they don't care about how good the reign is or who he beats or how he progresses. They just want to say Jay's IC champion. And that's the problem right there. The idea of being a mid-card champion, the idea of being a champion, period, has been completely lost in this new era of wrestling. I don't know who did it. I don't know who caused it, but it's a problem. It's not a Jey Uso problem. I'm going to say it's a WWE problem. You feel me? And I say it's a WWE problem because there's so many superstars that are in this company right now, and they're so over. They're so over. And it's like, just because they're over, a lot of fans are like, oh, well, put a bet on them. And I don't know if people realize it. Jey Uso isn't the only person on the roster that gets a huge reaction. You feel me? And you can't put a championship on every over superstar. You put mid-card championships on wrestlers that you know are going to be a return on investment in the future. Braun Breaker is IC champion right now because he's a return on investment in the future. Jey Uso is coming off of being a part of the biggest storyline in the last 20 years and a legendary tag team championship run. And then won the belts again with the now Universal Champion Cody Rhodes. Jey Uso, at this point, will never be in a bad position in this company ever again. You know? Jey Uso is a made man. And I don't know if people forgot like how this mid-card championship stuff works, but like even in Gunther's perspective, the championship is to put that championship on superstars where you're trying to make them into a household name. Gunther became a household name. Braun Breaker's on the way. Jey Uso already is a household name. Championship or not. So why are we trying to stunt the growth of Braun Breaker so Jey Uso can win a belt? And there's so many people who don't even care if the reign is good or not. That's the issue. Being a champion has been like, the concept of being a champion is just going in wrestling. It's going. And I don't know why. I don't know where it went. I don't know if someone can find it, but it needs to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be fixed. But I understand because, I'm going to be honest, Triple H has been teasing the major Jey Uso fans repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? He's been teasing them. You know what I'm saying? I can't even lie. He'll put Jay in a position, then he'll just lose. Lose again. I understand why they're so antsy for Jay to win a belt. I get it. But the way I see it right now, Triple H is just trying to make sure that Jey Uso stays hot until the bloodline stuff starts. If I'm being honest with you. And I'm going to tell you right now. What they're about to do with Jay, Rhea, and Damian does not involve a singles championship. It involves Rhea probably getting that world championship back at some point before WrestleMania. And then Jay and Damian becoming tag team champions. Now, that's worst case scenario for the major Jey Uso fans. I ain't gonna lie. That's worst case scenario. Because then you know he's not winning a single championship. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I've been trying to tell people. Jey Uso does not need a mid-card championship. He's main event level over without a mid-card championship. So putting a belt on him would do absolutely nothing. And out of all the opinions I've heard about the people who want Jey Uso to win the title, none of them have told me anything that was actually good for Jey Uso. All they talk about is how it's going to make them feel. And I'm like, that's very selfish. To me, that's very selfish. I'm like, so none of y'all have anything that winning the IC championship would do for Jey Uso? Nobody? Nobody? All I've heard is just personal feelings. Oh, it'll make me feel good. It would make me smile. I just want to say that he had the belt. For what? Do we not care about like the honor of champions anymore? Do we not care about the progression of superstars? Like what? Are we? What happened? What has actually happened? You know what I'm saying? And it was like horrifying to me. Like I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, y'all actually believe this shit. And I understand it because now it's like, now logic has left the room. Now it's more of just emotion because people are getting frustrated. And I promise you I understand. But I'm trying to soften the blow of when Braun knocks the yeet out of Jay. Like that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying my hardest to soften the impact of when that happens. Because when Jay loses that bad blood, the flood is going to come back. And let me say this too. Criticism of a superstar is not hate. Okay? Let me say that. It's not hate. There's so many people out there, oh, Jey Uso he's this, he's that, he's this and that. He's so cool. He has the belt. He's charismatic. Jey Uso is all of those things. But that does not mean he's just the perfect wrestler that deserves to win a championship that really a lot of superstars deserve over him. And the only reason why people want him to win the championship is because people are saying yeet now. That is a stupid reason. That's a stupid reason. I don't care. It's a very stupid reason. It's partially selfish, and you're not looking at the full picture of how this shit is run. If the WWE wanted Jay to be a single star, they wouldn't have done it already. They would have did it already. If they wanted Jay to be a single superstar, he would already have been a singles champion. And you can't say no because he's had multiple opportunities before this whole mid-card stuff started. He was in multiple matches against Roman Reigns, and to this day, people still think that Jay should have been the one to finally beat Roman. So why in the world would you think that they're going to wait until right now to do it? Oh, because he says yeet? Because now a few more people are cheering for him? Being over does not equal being a champion. I can't say anything more than that. Just because the crowd loves you does not mean you are deserving of a title. You understand? Let me say this again. I'm not saying this from a dislike Jey Uso perspective. Because, these days you can't say that a superstar doesn't deserve something without being called a hater. Jey Uso is at the point in his career where he doesn't need a championship. And to me, that's the best place to be as a wrestler. Because now you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. But people for some reason, these fans want Jey Uso to have something to lose. For what? For what? Braun Breaker would be on his second defense at Bad Blood. If Braun Breaker and Jey Uso goes one-on-one, Braun Breaker will be on his second defense as IC champion. So we're willing to throw away the future of Braun Breaker for a moment of Jey Uso when we all know he's going to go back to the bloodline. And let me tell you something. That doesn't need a championship. He's not going to bring a Raw mid-card championship over to SmackDown just to do a split and have LA Knight go over there. That doesn't make any sense. It's like people don't want to book with common sense anymore. People want to book with feelings. People just booking with emotion these days. And let me tell you again, I understand why the emotions are so high. Triple H did not do a good job of fanning this fire. So that's why the fire is the way it is now. But all I can do is let you know that, hey, there's a very good chance that Bad Blood could come and Jay could finally win it. He very well could. I'm not going to say it's impossible. He very well could beat Braun and then we just go like that. But be prepared. Because no one's really thought about this. What if Jay wins that belt and it's a bad run? What if Jay wins that belt and he doesn't do much with it? He just has it. Now, there's going to be a subsection of fans who don't care because, again, like I said, the idea of being a champion has been completely destroyed in wrestling today. But then we have put Jay through a mediocre title run just so the fans could be happy. That's stupid. The fans are happy now. And you can't tell me the fans aren't happy now because every time when he comes out there, the crowd explodes. You feel me? You know? I feel like a lot of Jey Uso fans don't realize you're putting Jay behind the 8 ball. Because if Jay wins a belt and has a bad run, you're now opening up the door for people to start booing him. And then he's going to lose momentum. This happens so many times with certain superstars. For example, Liv Morgan. She wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. A bad decision happens. She taps out. And somehow she still wins the match. And then the next show, the crowd boos her. Just like that. Just off of a small decision like that. Now, what if Triple H does something like that to Jey Uso? Jay's in a match. He taps out or his foot's under the rope or something like that. And the win that he gets isn't decisive. And the crowd decides, no. The crowd decides, I don't like that. And then they start booming Jey Uso. You know how much, that's red alert. That is red alert. That is threat level orange. If Jey Uso starts to get booed with a championship. Right now, there is no way for Jey Uso to get booed because he has nothing to lose. He's just out there. He's having fun. Y'all want Jay to be a champion again? He's going to be a champion again. I promise you he will be. But he's going to be tag team champions with Damian Priest. Him and Damian are going to be the Judgment Day. And him and Damian are going to have those belts until it's time for Survivor Series. They're going to lose them to whoever. And then Jay's going to go back into the bloodline with no singles championship. And then Jay and Jimmy are going to get back together. And then they're going to beat the Bloodline 2.0 at WrestleMania 41 and become tag team champions again. And then when they lose, the Usos are going to be done. I just told you the next few years of the Usos. So one person told me that the Usos are the past, but Jay is the future. What is Jay's last name? What is Jay's last name? The Usos are the past? No, the New Day are about to be the past, unfortunately. The Prophets should be the past soon. The Usos are not. And if you think that, you have no idea what's happening to you. By the time Survivor Series comes by. Roman is about to go on a full apology tour. People tell me, Jay needs to win the belt so Roman can respect him. Roman, that doesn't even make sense storyline-wise. Roman's no longer in a point of power, so he's going to take Jey Uso, championship or not. He just needs some friends. He's been getting his ass beat. He don't care if Jay's IC champion or not. He just needs someone to help him. What kind of sense does that make? It's like now it's this and this. I can't even blame the fans for these concepts. They're just trying to throw anything at the wall and hope it sticks. They're just saying whatever because Triple H has put them in this position. I don't think Triple H is a bad booker. I think Triple H does these long-term stories all the time, and it leads to just the fans starting to warp things in their own understanding. And then when you try to explain how this company is going to move forward, all they do is push back and then throw terrible concepts at you. You know what I'm saying? They're just grasping at straws at this point. And again, I said again, I understand. But what y'all need to understand, and this is not to everybody, this is just the people who think Jey Uso needs to win the championship. WWE would have done it already. And once the whole Yeet stuff took off, that was their confirmation. We don't got to put a belt on him for what? Why would we put a belt on him? What is putting a belt on Jey Uso going to do? What? He's already named main event Jey Uso. He's not going to get a main event because he's an IC champion. That goes to Gunther. Main event Gunther. So again, someone find me one thing that's going to change Jey Uso if he wins the championship. What is the IC championship going to do for Jey? He's already main event at WrestleMania. He's already pinned Roman Reigns. half of the greatest tag team of all time, arguably. Hottest superstar on Raw right now. Hottest catchphrase, sells the most merch, almost. What is it going to do? The mid-card championships are not for people who already have hit the highest level. They're for people who they're trying to progress to move forward. LA Knight, they're trying to move him forward. I know he's 42, 43, but they're trying to move LA Knight forward. Because guess what? This too, LA Knight's a better wrestler than Jey Uso. Sorry. I'm sorry. But guess what? Jey is a better tag team wrestler than LA Knight. Yeah. These are common facts here. It ain't nothing to get angry about. It ain't nothing to cry about. That's just the reality of it. We have to stop booking off of feeling and book off of reality. And the reality is the WWE will never see Jey Uso as a single champion, even if they put the belt on him. Even if they have Jey beat Braun, they're never going to see Jey as that man. Because at that point, Jey's going to have a shorter run than Braun would have had. And then Jey's going to lose. And then the crowd's going to say, why wasn't he champion longer? That's the problem we're in. So Triple H is cutting off his losses. He's like, you know what? He making all this money, all this Yeet shit. I'm not putting no belt on him. Let's put the belt on someone who I know is going to be here for the next 5 to 10 years and progress. Jey Uso already hit the progression point. You feel me? He's already there. There's no reason to do all that. At all. I don't mean to be the party pooper, the bearer of bad news. I don't mean to be bad news Barry. I don't. But I've seen this story play out so many different times with my favorite superstars. I don't want people to deal with the same anger that I felt when I was younger. You understand? I don't want people to deal with that same frustration, especially when I saw it with a worse booker than Triple H. I saw it with Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon did shit with no logic. Triple H has some logic, so I respect that. You understand? But yeah, man, I just this Jey Uso thing, I understand it. I really do. But with my understanding has to come y'all understanding too. And that's just what it is, man. Y'all let me know how you feel about it in the comments down below, man. If you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, subscribe. If you have not already, comment down below what kind of video you want me to do next. Stay safe, drink water. I love you guys. Praise God. And I'll see y'all later on, man. Y'all be good. Hey, quick PS. This is how I'm going to tell if people stay at the end of the video. This is what I would do. If you're so hungry for Jey Uso to win a championship, I have a perfect solution. Jey wins the Royal Rumble. How about that? I would be on board with that. Jey wins the Royal Rumble, and then he goes to WrestleMania and has his moment there. If he doesn't beat Braun, and if he doesn't win the Rumble, wrap it up. Because I'm going to tell you right now, he's probably going to win those belts with Damian, and him and Damian are going to be the new tag team champions probably. Most likely. They're probably going to beat the Judgment Day at some point. But that's my thing. I'll be on the Jey Uso train, but this has to be constructed in a way where it's not going to make Jey look stupid after about a month. So that's what I would do. Jey wins Royal Rumble. I would be completely on board with that. I think that's a great idea. Y'all let me know, man. Oh, if you made it this far, put the number 30 in the comment section, just so I know that you're here right now while I'm here at the end of this video. All right, I'm gone.